So it looks like Ron DeSantis is going to comment about his human trafficking of migrants.
Indeed, Nikki, and let me tell you, DeSantis certainly did not hold back criticizing California policies he argues have contributed to the situation at the southern border. That, as our own governor, Gavin Newsom, that's right, as our own governor, Gavin Newsom, well, he says DeSantis should look in the mirror.
These sanctuary jurisdictions are part of the reason we have this problem.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis slamming sanctuary states, including California, where laws are on the books to limit cooperation between local law enforcement and federal immigration officials, all part of a policy supporters say provides protection from deportation, but one DeSantis argues has only incentivized more migrants to come to the U.S.-Mexico border without legal permission.
Right, which is why we've seen a decrease in the amount of immigration into the United States. And seeking asylum is not illegal, and you're allowed to enter the US and request asylum, and that is not illegal because that's what the asylum laws allow.
You can see why some people, when they're coming illegally, a place like California, they give benefits. And so you could see why some of those folks were interested in going that direction. In Florida, we've gone the opposite way. We're not going to have benefits. We're not going to do that. And basically trying to disincentivize it. Other states have tried to incentivize it. And so I think they should be the ones to pay, to do it.
That's why, he says, over the last week, Florida sent 2 planes carrying 36 migrants from Texas through New Mexico and ultimately to Sacramento.
From Texas through New Mexico and then Sacramento. Wow, that must have been a pretty expensive private plane ride.
The Florida Division of Emergency Management sent us this video it claims shows migrants happy to be going to California, apparently even giving consent and signing waivers to fly out of state. That, as California officials say, the migrants were flown here under false pretenses, apparently promised they would receive assistance and jobs upon arrival, none of which they say ever happened.
When they set foot in the United States as asylum seekers, they should have been received with that dignity, respect, humanity, and compassion, but instead they were received with deceit.
I think.
Yeah, because it's the United States, and oddly, the United States hate brown asylum seekers. No true surprise. I mean, even Biden is doing all he can to prevent asylum seekers from entering the United States, even though the United States has signed UN law saying that they will help asylum seekers.
The border should be closed. I don't think we should have any of this. But if there's a policy to have an open border, then I think the sanctuary jurisdictions should be the ones that have to bear that.
Earlier this week, California Governor Gavin Newsom writing this on Twitter, quote, "Ron DeSantis, you small, pathetic man." Newsom then questioned whether this could constitute kidnapping charges. In an interview with NBC's Today Show, Newsom added DeSantis is, quote, "just weakness masquerading as strength. He's flailing, desperate for attention. We mean business. Ron DeSantis should know that. We're not backing away from getting the facts and holding those accountable if they broke the laws of the state of California." As for DeSantis,
why don't we all just come together and say the current policy is a failure? Any country worth its salt would have control over its own borders, but I don't see that.
We do have control over our own borders. What is he even talking about? It's not like we have like hundreds of thousands of people just coming into the United States that are unaccounted for. Right-wingers never make any sense when they talk about immigration.
I'm willing to address the underlying problem, which is the failed policy.
and here's something. DeSantis will actually be here in Sacramento for a fundraiser later this month. And Nikki, this is interesting. When Governor Newsom was asked whether DeSantis could or should be arrested on kidnapping charges, well, Newsom dismissed that as hyperbole, but he stressed the investigation continues.